Welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, the show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs use human design to shift from hustle to flow without sacrificing results. Come here to become an unshakable human and build an unshakable business according to your human design. I'm your host, Nicole. Hello and welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, everyone. I'm your host, Nicole, and today I have a question for you. What would your business, what would your life be like if you fully committed your energy to everything that you did? How would your life change if you were truly devoted, like down to your core devoted? How would that affect your actions? How would that affect your results? How would that affect who you are? Because today we're going to dive into a piece from Human Design that asks that exact question. It is the energy of commitment. Now, it's transiting at the time of this airing. It will be transiting the sun, meaning that the sun will be in this gate. So I wanted to highlight it on the show. It is also one of the strongest energies in my chart. It is a huge theme. So this is one that's near and dear to my heart. I could feel it coming on. I could feel the sun transiting into this. I could feel the energy of this gate when it started. And this is my deepest lesson. So I'm excited to share it with you. What we're going to be talking about is Gate 29, which is a gate in the sacral. And it's part of the channel of discovery. It connects to Gate 46, which I also have in my design. That channel of discovery connects the sacral to the G center. And this is one of the so-called tantric channels. Tantric really just means rising up, weaving together, two energies coming together to fuel something higher. That's what we mean. It is not necessarily sexual. Although the sacral is the sexual center, it is not a sexual connotation that we're making there with the word tantric. All of the channels that connect the sacral to the G center are what we call tantric channels. So that's where that name comes from. But we're going to talk about Gate 29 on its own. And the name of Gate 29, let's start there, is the abysmal. And I remember when I read that, I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. It's in my chart 3 times in 3 prominent positions, 3 very lesson-driven positions. So it is in my conscious Mercury. It is my unconscious Mars. So it's my vocation in the gene keys, which is also the core wound. And then it is also my unconscious Saturn. So this is an energy I know really well. It is one I've contemplated probably more than any other gate in my chart. I've really immersed myself in this one. And it's actually one of the simplest ones. And these are the ones that you might read a meaning and you're like, oh, I get that. Because this is one of the ones that's not terribly difficult to understand. Some of them you're like, what does that mean? I don't understand what this gate is, what this energy really means to me, or how that would show up, or how I use that. This one's not terribly mysterious. Although the word abysmal, that doesn't sound good. And I don't know what that really means as far as when I read the initial human design definition of it, I didn't quite get it when I read the I Ching. I got it, but I didn't understand how it related to me. But when I read further and I started to understand it, it's the Gate of Perserverance. That I understood. This is the energy to say yes. You want to say yes to everything with this gate. You want to say yes to everything. It's saying yes to life. And having the life force energy of the sacral to commit to the things you say yes to. Now, the shadow of this is that you want to say yes to everything and you should not say yes to everything. So you're saying yes to things that you shouldn't say yes to. And you've overcommitted yourself. Then you are drained and then you are unmotivated and then you are left feeling flat about a lot of the things that you're doing. So the gene keys give you the different frequency bands of each gate. So Gate 29, the shadow is half-heartedness. The gift is commitment. And the city or the highest frequency is devotion. Now, I really love the word devotion. Devotion. Doesn't it just open your heart? There's something so whole about that. There's no partial devotion. It's wholly devoted. It's hopelessly devoted. It is just giving, and there's something about surrender in the devotion. So what I wanted to bring up with you guys here in this episode and leave you with, because the whole purpose of this episode is these themes and these gates, if you have it defined in your chart, this is a theme that's consistent for you. This is a theme that is somehow playing out in your life all the time. If it's open in your chart and you don't have gate 29 defined, then this is going to be something that comes and goes in your life. It's not going to be as omnipresent as it is in someone like me who has this 3 times in their chart, or someone who has this as their conscious sun. This is really about, what does commitment mean to you? And what would life look like if you were really committed to the things that you do? Now, if you have it defined, you probably feel like, I'm committed. But are you committed from the place that this gate calls you to be committed from? Are you committed from joy, from the pure discovery of things, from just wanting to experience something? Yes, because I want to do it. Not because I think it's a good idea. Yes, because it'll get me what I want. Yes, because that person is doing it. Yes, because it's the next step in my process. No, not yes for any of those reasons. Yes, just because I want to experience this thing. I don't know where it's going. I don't know how it will go, but I'm going to jump in, leap with abandon. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to see it through to the end. And when I do, I will have the energy to just go and go and go. Sustainable energy. Now, I have experienced what it's like to not have sustainable energy after you say yes to things, because I'm committing to the wrong things. And it's one of the greatest lessons in my life. But I wanted to bring this up because, like I said, this is my conscious Mercury, and we all have heard about the Mercury gate, what your message is, what are you here to say? That's my message. You're listening to this right now. My message is getting you to say yes to the right things and no to the wrong ones, to get you to not overcommit yourself or commit yourself to the wrong things, to get you to be able to see things through to the end, to be able to love life and enjoy life and let the act of living your life be its own fulfillment. That's my message right there. That's a huge part of my message. It's not all of it, but it's a huge part of it, because this is a huge part of who I am and my journey. And one of my biggest contemplations on this is really just looking at the things in my life where I have committed and where I haven't. Where have I been committed in the act, but not in the heart? Where have I been committed, but not truly devoted? And I know the difference between the experience I get and the results that I get when I commit from a place of a real yes versus when I commit from any of those other places. I end up someplace very different. I become different. And that is my greatest challenge, is to only commit to those things and let that shape who I am, not letting what I think I should be doing or some benchmarks that I've carved out for myself determine who I am. And this is the beauty of the human design chart, is this might show up that way for you. That's the theme of this gate. But the way that this shows up for me, having the full channel, having that be the one channel that defines my G center, my identity center, the direction that I have in life, this is how the chart tells a bigger story than just its pieces, than just you have this defined, you have this undefined. That's all useful and true and part of it. But the art of it and the art of reading a chart is saying this is how it flows. This is how it determines your direction. This is how it determines who you are and how these things show up in your life. It's so nuanced. So for me, my identity, my direction in life is totally fueled by what I commit to. And when I show up half-heartedly in the shadow of this gate, nothing good happens. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's happening. I don't have the energy for anything. And it's up to me to know how to course correct using my strategy and authority, which does not mean pushing through my ego, which I also have access to, But it's about balancing your design and knowing when to hit the gas and when to hit the brake, when to just cruise into neutral and wait for the next thing, wait for the next wave to come, versus trying to make something happen, which is often the thing that's leading you off course in the first place. So I hope that you found this helpful. I hope you found this interesting. I like keeping these Gate episodes short and sweet. But I wanted to give this to you. I wanted to have this discussion because I want you to sit there and look at your commitments. And what are you devoted to? Do you know how to say yes to the right things and no to the wrong ones? Because whether you have this defined in your chart or not, this is a theme for everybody. It's just, is it a huge lesson in your life like it is for me? Is it something that determines your direction in this world? I don't know. Maybe. But it's the theme of commitment and devotion and being committed in your energy, not just in your mind. And where does your commitment come from? That's a universal theme. And it's such a beautiful gate and it's such a beautiful energy. And what beauty it is to be committed in your relationships, in your life, in your experiences, to jump in, to go on that vacation and really be there and be present with the people that you're with, to really experience the places that you are in, to really experience and love the work that you do, to show up with the open heart. That is what commitment is. And it's such a beautiful thing. When we're in it, it feels really, really good. So I hope that this inspires you to explore your commitments. Take a look at what you're committing to and where has commitment led you in your life. I will leave you with that. If you'd like to book a human design reading with me and understand how your flow works and how your chart works, please go to nicolelano.me/podcast links. You can get a link to book a reading with me. You can see what other offers we have. If you're interested in the messaging, branding, and business side of things, we also have a new free guide on how to structure your podcast according to your human design. So you're here listening to my message here on this podcast. I actually help people build podcasts that monetize, podcasts that are built to profit, all according to your human design. And I've created a free guide that walks you through the basics of how to do that based on your human design type. And you can download that for free at nicolelano.me/podcast links. You can also go to the show notes and we have all of the stuff linked up there for you individually. But I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please share it with a friend. Let people know that you love it. Let me know. Subscribe to the show so that you don't miss any episodes. And remember, in order to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. So go out there and be unshakable, everybody. And join us next time so that we can help you continue your journey of becoming unshakable with human design. Have a good one. If you love this episode and you're a fan of the show, please show us the love on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the show and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with other entrepreneurs on their human design journey, join our free Facebook community, Human Design for Entrepreneurs. Go to nicolelano.me/podcast links to join the group, book a human design reading with me, or access our free human design resources. We'll see you there.